How exactly did I manifest $30,000 in less than 22 days? In this video, I'm going to show you 5 ways you can do the exact same. So make sure you stick to the end because I have a secret tool for you that will help you do exactly that. Hey there, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kristen Noelle, best-selling author of my book, Stop Chasing, Start Attracting, helping you master energy through money, marketing, and metaphysics. Now, in today's video, I'm excited to share with you 5 ways that you can manifest any amount of money that you desire, right? So at the end of the day, it really does come down to the amount that you can stand behind, right? So this month was a $30,000 month for me, but I don't want you to feel as if okay, I've never achieved that amount before. And I talk about this in my program actually. So if you have not achieved that amount before, most likely you're going to have to work your way to that number, right? And who knows, maybe you can. I'm not saying that you can't, but in this video, I'm going to share with you the 5 ways that I personally did it and how you can do the same, okay? So let's get right into it. So the very first step is whatever limiting beliefs that you have, you must remove them. So in my book, I actually call them your Night King belief. Now, the reason why I reference Game of Thrones and I call it your Night King belief is because we always have thoughts, right? So if you think about the White Walkers, and because there's so many of them, you can think of those White Walkers as your thoughts and your beliefs, right? Every single day we have so many different thoughts and beliefs that you can't even count them on your 2 hands, right? So there's a lot of thoughts and beliefs, right? But there is one core belief that you have that is so strong that when you are able to destroy that one belief, then all the other beliefs kind of go away or they die, right? So that's your Night King belief. So you want to remove that central belief. And I actually talk about how you can do that inside my book, right? But for the purpose of this video, just know that the very first thing that you need to do is that you need to eliminate your limiting beliefs that is preventing you from making the amount that you desire, right? So again, obviously, keep in mind the desired amount that you want or whatever it is that you're trying to manifest.
Imagination.
And think about all the limiting beliefs that pop up for you, right? So you have to remove them or you have to work with them before you can actually get what it is that you want, right? So that is step number 1. Now, step number 2 is all about energetic exchange, aka karma. So I love talking about this one because most people don't realize that they're actually putting out a type of energy that they actually don't want themselves. So let me give you a really good example, okay? So when clients sign with me, one of their biggest objections is money, right? They don't want to spend the amount of money that I charge, right? Or whatever the case may be. They have their own limiting beliefs, right? But the thing is that if you want people to pay you that amount, or if you want to make money, then you are essentially telling the universe that you personally don't believe in investing in yourself. So why would other people invest in you?
I would snort in derision and throw my arms in the air, exhausted by your constant tomfoolery.
Right? Does that make sense? So let me explain that again. If you are wanting something, right, but you're hypothetically contradicting yourself by doing the exact opposite or having this feeling, then you're basically putting out there this energy exchange that I actually don't really want what it is that I'm calling into my life. Right? What are you actually putting out? The energy that you put out is exactly what's going to come back to you, right? It's also called karma, right? So essentially, step number 2 is to check your energetic exchange. Check how you are communicating with people. Check how you are showing up for people, right? Because essentially, if you are calling in an amount of money and you're not willing to spend that amount of money, or invest in other people or invest in other things to help you get that money, then how the heck would it come to you, right? Most people don't realize that that is literally one of the steps that they're missing. And I'll give you an example in my real life, right? So essentially, if I'm calling in more money, but I'm not willing to spend money on my mentors, then that is such a hypocritical move on me, right? So for instance, for me, I hired a new mentor and that was a lot of money. The most I spent on a mentor, right? And then the moment I did that, I got my $30,000 month, right? So again, I'm showing the universe that I'm playing at a higher level, right? And that I'm up leveling. And so essentially for you, I want you to think about in your life, where are you being a hypocrite?
And that makes you a hypocrite.
And this might trigger you, right? Because I'm literally calling you out and saying that you're a hypocrite. And you might not like me because I'm calling you out. But I want to say that I'm the type of coach that will give you the tough love, because it's not always about like dandelions and butterflies and like angels, right? Like, even though like, you know, I'm all positive and like I love that stuff, the truth is that if you're not willing to do that, then you're essentially setting out the vibration that you personally don't really want it anyway. Okay, so that's number 2. Third step is to actually develop certainty. So how do you develop certainty? So essentially, for instance, right, let's just say that you've been really wanting a car, like your dream car, okay? So let's just say it's a BMW. Just came up with that just randomly, right? So let's just say that there's a new car that you really, really want, and you put it on your vision board, and all of a sudden you start seeing this car all over whenever you're driving, right? So what's happening actually is that your brain or your subconscious mind is trying to find the resources to show you that it's possible for yourself. That's why it keeps popping up. That's why you see so many of it, right? So now if you want to attract money, you can do the same thing. And what you can do is that you can help your subconscious mind by reminding it even further. So what that means is that you can actually, like, let's just say that you want to manifest 30,000, for example, right? Like me. I would put $30,000 like all over. I would put it in my phone screen. I would put it in the background of my desktop. I would put it like by my bed, like a Post-it. Whatever reminders that you can see to keep reinforcing that, hey, this is possible for you, right? Because the more you see something, the more you're building certainty in your subconscious mind. And so the third step is all about increasing that certainty by increasing seeing that thing that you actually desire. Because, you know, if you're watching this video, most likely you want to manifest money, right? But it could be anything at all. But you just have to develop that certainty by constantly repeating the way you see it, okay? The fourth step is to embody, okay? So lately I've been talking a lot about embodiment, how we are actually shifting into embodiment timelines instead of like healing timelines. And what that means is that basically, you know, manifestation comes quicker when you're actually embodying who it is that you're trying to be or who it is that you want to be. So let me give you an example, right? So most people, they see manifestation as there's this gap, right? So there's you here, and then there's the thing that it is that you desire. So let's say it's $30,000, and there's a big gap. Like, how do I actually get there? Like, what are the steps, right? And really, most people miss out in the sense that, like, it's called embodiment, right? And what that means is that the person that is making $30,000 a month, how does that person show up? How does that person talk? It's kind of like act as if. For me, I don't like to call it that. I like the word embodiment so much better because you are embodying that person, right? Like, you are that person already, right? Most people are making decisions based off of where they're at right now, based off of their current circumstance. I do not like to advise people to make decisions from their current circumstance, because if you have been not liking where you're at right now, the things that are coming into your life is matching the vibration that you're at right now. So why would you make decisions based off of where you're at right now? It doesn't make any sense, right? It would be insanity to keep making the same decisions based off of who you are right now.
I merely offer you a facial expression that suggests you've gone insane.
Because that's not who you want to be, right? So the trick is embodiment, is to start thinking about, okay, I am the person that makes $30,000 a month, right? How do I show up, right? Like, what are my thoughts? What are my everyday thoughts, right? And to really understand who that person is so that you can actually embody that person and start living like that person, right? So that is number 4, is all about embodiment and learning how to shift your thoughts quickly. Because, you know, believe it or not, I'm a human being just like you are, and I'm gonna have these thoughts that pop up. It's just so normal. And instead of believing every thought that comes through your mind, it is recognizing that those thoughts are just thoughts and they're not even you. That's why they're called your thoughts, right? So remember that you can actually embody the person that you want to be right now, even during you watching this video, right? Like, is the person that's making $30,000, are they skipping ahead? What are they doing? Maybe they're not even watching this video. I'm kidding. Maybe you're like the way your posture is, the way you talk to people, the way you text, the way you talk to your spouse, or whatever the case may be, right? So that is number 4. Now let's get on to number 5. Okay, 5. The last step is to give no shits, aka surrender. So again, there is a fine line between your desire, what you want, and giving no shits and surrendering. Okay, so sometimes people want that thing so bad, right, that there is so much resistance built around that one thing. Okay, if I was obsessing over reaching $30,000, I would probably not get it because there is so much resistance around me needing it, right? Or me wanting it. Once you put it out there, once you set that intention, you have to step back and allow the universe to do its thing and to step back and just live your life as if you've already had it, right? Because someone that is making that amount of money, they're not in that needy vibration, right? Here's a really good example. And I say this example a lot because I feel like that's the best way I can visually put it, is like, for example, being in love, right? So when people are trying to manifest their dream partner, for instance, when I manifested my fiance, during that time in my life, I was not focused on like a husband or a boyfriend. I wasn't even dating. I wasn't even on any apps. Like, I was just so focused on living my life. During that time, I just moved back from San Francisco. I just got a new job at the time. I was just living my life, like literally. And then we met, like we bumped into each other on the street. That's like literally how we met. Actually, let me know in the comments below, how did you meet your significant other? Super random. But essentially, my point is that when you are obsessing over that thing, it's not going to show up. It's literally when you're like, I don't care about it, that's when it comes up. And it's like, I know it's like something that is a little bit hard to tell you step by step. It's not like a step-by-step process. Even though I just gave you 5 steps, you can follow this process, but it's kind of like an art, right? It's just living. And sometimes when you're living, it's not by steps. And that's the thing that I really want to just kind of end with, is that, you know, when you're watching YouTube videos or when you're learning something, there are these steps, right? It's easier for us to break down. It's easier for us to learn, right? But at the end of the day, manifestation doesn't come in steps. Manifestation comes when you least expect it. Manifestation comes when you are living your life so well, you are living your best life, and it's just a bonus, right? It's that you're not needing it, okay? So I could just feel how passionate I am about this topic. Okay, so let me know in the comments a time in your life that you've manifested something and there was no needy energy, right? Tell me about that time. I'd like to see it because I know that manifestation comes when you are 100% detached, but you also know what it is that you want, right? Let me know in the comments. Okay, cool. So there you have it. Those are the 5 ways, 5 steps, however you call it, how I personally manifested $30,000 this month. Again, the number will depend on you. However, I did mention that I'm going to give you guys a secret tool, and that is my book. Inside my book, I actually give you guys a 22-day accelerator. So again, what you can do is check out my free Facebook group. Inside the Facebook group, I share with you how you can actually manifest $1,000 in 22 days. I put $1,000 because, you know, it's just a random number because most people can stand behind $1,000. But if you can stand behind $10,000, $5,000, $30,000, then you can manifest $30,000 in 22 days because I did it, so you can do it too. Okay, so check that out if you haven't already. And there you have it. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell notification because next week I'm going to share with you how you can actually manifest with Moldavite. So I have some videos on Moldavite already, so you can check it out right over here. But next week, I'm actually going to break down how you can actually manifest with Moldavite. Okay, so make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on that notification bell because it's going to be awesome. All right, until next time, let's master your energy and feel the shift. See ya.